Okay. So start by just copy it down below. There we go. And go ahead and do the steps. Now you see how these are separated by the actual word. So there's two ways the problems might be given to you. One has the word and the other one just looks like this. There's two inequality signs. So they both mean the same thing. They both mean and. So let's just solve this like we always do. Start on the side of variables, minus 9, add 9. Do the same steps. On the right-hand side, this is divided by. Remember, a fraction is division, so you have to multiply on top, both sides. So we end up with x is greater than or equal to, what is that? Negative 6?
It's 8.
Negative 8. And we have the same number top and bottom that cancel out here, so we get x is less than 1 times 3. Okay. So when we graph both of these, we'll see that we got a negative 8, this is a closed circle, right? We have 3 open circle. And now they're pointing towards one another, right? It's greater than for this one. So this was going this way, but it's less than for the 3. So they end up intersecting, right? That's why they're connected graphs. Connected graphs. And then the way you write your final answer is you take the number on the left, the number on the right, which is 3, and you can write negative 8 is less than x is less than 3. I guess this should be less than or equal to. This is less than or equal to. So this statement right here means the same thing as the graph. All the numbers between negative 8 and 3. So that's that last thing you want to write. All the answers written this way. That's one way. You'll see the question given to you, it has the word and. Most of the time, it looks like number 3, where there's just 2 inequality signs. It means the same thing. But instead of writing and, they put 2 inequality signs. So let's copy that down. And go ahead and solve. Right, start on the side of the variable, or where the variable is. So it's right in the middle, usually, always. The variable's in the middle. And you see a plus 6, so just like always, we're going to do minus 6. But since there's 3 parts, we're going to do minus 6 here, but also here, and also here, 3 places. Okay. So we have v. Okay. We have 11 minus 6 is 5. We have 7 minus 6, which is positive 1. Bring down the signs. Okay. And yeah, don't forget the line there. Now, they always want the smaller number on the left. And you can see 1 is smaller than 5, right? So this is the equivalent of, when we had to do this, and we had to flip it around and do this? Same thing here. We have to flip this whole thing around. So we're going to have 1 is less than v is less than or equal to 5. So as long as the smaller number is on the left side. Same as the number line. The smaller numbers are on the left side here on the graph, so the smaller numbers on the left side on your answer. So you're just trying to make them the same. Think about that. You just want the graph and the answer to be written the same. So we have 1, everything between 1, actually that's open circle, right? Everything between 1 and 5, and those are connected. Okay, so this is the opposite of OR, where everything is connected. So if your answers are not connected today, Same thing. When you guys bring in your paper, sometimes I have to look at the answers, but other times I can just tell, well, the graphs aren't connected, something's wrong. Okay, that's wrong, that's wrong. So you can do that on your own. If you graph anything and they're not connected, try to fix it first. All right, let's do a few more. Again, rewrite it. Leave space for all the work. Let's not make any mistakes because we're trying to write small and can't see our own writing. All right, so let's see here. What do we got? Variables right here. This is multiplication, -8 times. So what do I got to do? Dividing by a negative. So what else do I have to do? Change both signs. Yep, change both of them. So we have those changing because we divided by a negative, right? We got just m in the middle because the -8's cancel out. -32 and -8 dividing. +4. And -16 and -8 dividing is +2. Same thing as number 3 right above. You see that this is the smaller number. Right? That's smaller than 4. We have to flip this thing around. We want the 2 to be on the left and make everything else point the other direction. I think you're right. There we go. Seem to be missing that more often. Need some glasses. Alright, so both closed, right? Because they're both equal. So we got 2 and 4. Go up to 2. Go up to 4. There we go. Connect them. So remember, this means everything between 2 and 4 is an answer. Everything between. So 2.1, 2.2, 2 and 5/8, 3.7, 3.14159. Okay, they're all between 2 and 4. Right. So smaller number always on the left. We need to do more. I think we flip it over to the back. Anything here that stands out? Let's start with 11. Now, if you remember these problems, you know that since you're multiplying by a fraction, you can't divide. We can't divide both sides by -4/3. So what was the other alternative if we can't divide? It was the multiply by reciprocal, right? So that's the alternative because it cancels out the 3's, it cancels out the negatives, and it cancels out the 4. That's what reciprocal does. So you multiply everything. That's only if it's multiplication here. If this was addition, I'd just be subtracting on both sides. Then you can cross cancel and simplify. Let's do the left first. We have, let's see here, negative and negative cancel out. We have 3 and 3 will cancel out. And 4 goes into 8 2 times. So after all that, we get 2. Here we have, let's see here. Two goes into 4 2 times. So we have negative 3 over 2. And again, I forgot the equal to here. Okay. Keep that on there. All right. There we go. Okay. I'll let you guys leave you for the graphing there. Anything else on this side that we need to? 17. All right, good. Now, it's good to look at this because I want you to see the difference between this one and the one we just did. This is minus 5/3. So we're going to have to add on both sides compared to here where it was multiplication. So we had to multiply by the reciprocal. So just because there's a fraction doesn't mean you do the reciprocal. So this is just subtraction, so I'm going to end up adding 5/3 to both sides, but after I rewrite it, of course. Okay. So it's minus here, so I'm going to add 5/3 everywhere. Remember, we're not allowed to say, well, this one's more difficult because it's a fraction. Like, no, not really more difficult. We have to do, let's see here, negative 16 plus 5. You know that's negative 11 over 3. And we have to do 5 minus 2, which is 3 over 3, which is the same as 1. So 3 over 3 equals 1, right? So, yeah, not really more difficult. Actually, I'll leave it 3 over 3 and then rewrite the whole thing. And just in order to graph this part here, it might be easier as a mixed number. So 3 goes into 11 how many times evenly? Yeah, it goes in 3 times with a remainder of 2. So that's negative 3 and 2/3. Is the left side, and the right-hand side is 1. So we know this is all the numbers between negative 3 and 2/3 and 1. Negative 3 is right here, 2/3 the way to 4, closed circle, and then positive 1, open circle. There we have it. All right, so we'll leave you to your own to work on that the rest of the period. Tomorrow is the test review. Don't be absent for that. Thursday is the test. All right, so we're coming up, getting close. Yes.
Really?